Some seniors across America are opening their bank accounts and seeing something they did not expect: a larger Social Security deposit, an adjustment notice in some cases, even a retroactive payment that adds up to hundreds or sometimes thousands of dollars more than their normal monthly benefit. The surprising part is that many people did not apply for anything new. The system itself triggered the increase. Today, we are talking about a Social Security breakthrough that is quietly creating extra money for some retirees through benefit recalculations, updated earnings records, delayed retirement credits, and cost of living adjustments that are stacking on top of each other. For some seniors, it feels like hitting a small jackpot, but it is not luck. It is how the Social Security system is designed to correct and adjust benefits over time. If you rely on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or retirement benefits to manage your monthly budget, this is an important update. This channel focuses on explaining complex changes in simple language so you always understand what is actually happening with your money. Now, let us talk about what is really going on, because the truth is, Social Security does not simply calculate your benefit once and leave it frozen forever. The system is constantly reviewing, recalculating, and adjusting records. Sometimes that results in corrections. Sometimes it results in higher monthly payments. Sometimes it triggers retroactive deposits that suddenly appear months or even years after retirement. Here is what this means for you. There are several mechanisms inside the Social Security system that can increase a retiree's benefit even after they have already started receiving checks. One of the most common is something called an earnings record correction. Your Social Security benefit is calculated using the highest 35 years of earnings from your work history. Those numbers are pulled from wage reports submitted by employers over decades. Occasionally, a wage record is missing, incomplete, or reported incorrectly. When that happens and the record later gets corrected, the Social Security Administration recalculates the benefit. If the corrected earnings increase the average used to calculate the benefit, the monthly payment goes up, and sometimes the system also pays the difference retroactively. Another factor that can quietly boost benefits is delayed retirement credits. If someone waits past their full retirement age to claim Social Security, their benefit increases every year they delay up until age 70. Those increases can reach roughly 8% per year depending on the person's retirement age. When those delayed credits are finalized in the system, the monthly benefit reflects the higher amount permanently. Then there are cost of living adjustments, often called COLA increases. These adjustments are designed to help Social Security benefits keep pace with inflation. Each time a COLA increase is applied, it stacks on top of the previous benefit level. Someone who retired several years ago may see their benefit rise gradually year after year as these adjustments accumulate. There is also another layer that many retirees overlook: spousal and survivor benefits. Sometimes the Social Security Administration recalculates these benefits if new eligibility conditions are met or if a spouse's benefit record changes. For example, if one spouse passes away, the surviving spouse may qualify for a higher survivor benefit based on the deceased spouse's earnings record. When that adjustment occurs, the monthly payment can increase significantly, and in certain situations, retroactive payments may be included. Then there are SSI recipients who receive state supplemental payments. These supplements vary depending on where someone lives. Some states provide additional monthly support on top of the federal SSI payment. Changes in eligibility or updated state programs can sometimes increase those payments as well. When you combine all of these factors together, earnings corrections, delayed credits, COLA adjustments, spousal recalculations, and state supplements, you start to see how the system can occasionally produce unexpected increases. That is why some retirees suddenly notice a larger deposit or receive a notice from the Social Security Administration explaining that their benefit has been recalculated. For many seniors living on a fixed income, Even a small increase can make a real difference. An extra $100 a month can help cover prescription costs. $200 might cover groceries for a week or more. A retroactive payment could help pay down a medical bill or build a small emergency cushion. Here is where many people get confused. These increases do not happen to everyone at the exact same time. The Social Security Administration processes updates in stages. Millions of records move through the system in waves. That means one retiree may receive an adjustment this month, while another person with a similar situation may see their recalculation processed weeks or even months later. It also explains why neighbors or friends sometimes compare payments and notice differences. Two people who worked similar jobs may still receive slightly different benefits depending on their earnings history, retirement age, and eligibility factors. Let me explain why this matters. Understanding how these adjustments work can help you recognize when something changes in your own benefit. Instead of being surprised or confused by a deposit, you will know exactly what could be causing it. That knowledge can give you more confidence when managing your retirement income. Retirement is not just about receiving a check. It is about understanding how that check is calculated, how it can change, and how to make sure it accurately reflects the work you put in over your lifetime. So, where is this extra money actually coming from? That is the question many retirees ask when they notice a larger Social Security deposit than expected. The answer usually comes down to a few specific mechanisms inside the Social Security system that trigger recalculations. Let me explain why this matters. Social Security is not a one-time calculation that never changes again. The system continues to update records and apply adjustments throughout retirement. In some cases, those updates can increase a person's monthly benefit. One of the most common reasons is an earnings record correction. Your Social Security benefit is based on the highest 35 years of earnings in your working life. The Social Security Administration collects wage information from employers every year, but sometimes those records are incomplete or reported incorrectly. This is where many people get confused. If a missing wage report is discovered years later and added to your record, the system recalculates your benefit. If that new information increases the average used to calculate your benefit, your monthly payment can go up. Sometimes the adjustment includes back pay for previous months. Another major source of increases comes from delayed retirement credits. If someone waits beyond their full retirement age to start collecting Social Security, their benefit grows every year they delay up until age 70. These credits can increase the benefit by roughly 8% per year. Someone who waits several years before claiming benefits could see a significantly larger monthly payment. When the Social Security Administration finalizes those credits in the system, the updated amount becomes the permanent monthly benefit. Then there are cost of living adjustments, commonly called COLA increases. These adjustments are applied almost every year and are designed to help benefits keep pace with inflation. Each COLA builds on the previous benefit amount. For example, if a retiree receives a 2% COLA one year and a 3% increase the next year, those increases stack together. Over several years, the total benefit can grow noticeably. Another important factor involves spousal and survivor benefit recalculations. Sometimes a spouse becomes eligible for a higher payment after certain conditions change. For instance, if one spouse begins claiming benefits or passes away, the surviving spouse may qualify for a different benefit amount based on the higher earnings record. When the Social Security Administration processes those changes, the monthly payment can increase. In certain cases, the system may include retroactive payments covering previous months. SSI recipients may also see changes through state supplemental payments. Many states add their own small monthly payment on top of the federal SSI benefit. These supplements vary widely depending on where someone lives. If a state updates its program or a person's eligibility status changes, the monthly SSI amount can increase. Here is what this means for you. When these different adjustments happen inside the system, earnings corrections, delayed credits, COLA increases, spousal recalculations, or state supplements, they can sometimes combine in ways that create larger deposits than expected. For retirees living on fixed income, even a modest increase can provide meaningful relief. The key thing to remember is that these adjustments do not appear for everyone at the same time. The Social Security Administration processes millions of records in waves, which means payments and updates move through the system gradually. That is why some seniors are seeing changes now, while others may notice adjustments later as their records are reviewed. The next question many retirees ask is simple. How do you know if one of these adjustments might apply to you? The good news is that there are a few straightforward things you can check that may help you understand whether your Social Security benefit is accurate or if there could be room for a recalculation. Here is what this means for you. The first and most important step is reviewing your earnings record. Your entire Social Security benefit is built on that record. Every year you worked and paid into the system is supposed to be listed there, along with the income reported by your employer. If even 1 year of earnings is missing or lower than it should be, the calculation used to determine your monthly benefit could be slightly off. Over time, even small differences can matter. Many seniors are surprised when they log into their Social Security account and notice that 1 or 2 years from decades ago do not match what they actually earned. Sometimes the difference is small, sometimes it is more significant. If a correction is made, the Social Security Administration may recalculate the benefit and adjust the monthly payment moving forward. In some cases, they may also include retroactive pay covering previous months. Another important thing to review is the age at which you started claiming benefits. If you waited past your full retirement age to claim Social Security, delayed retirement credits should have been applied to your benefit. These credits increase the monthly payment for every year you waited up until age 70. That is why 2 people with similar work histories can receive different monthly payments. The age at which someone claims benefits plays a major role in the final number. Let me explain why this matters. Many retirees assume the system automatically catches every detail perfectly the first time, but the Social Security Administration manages records for tens of millions of Americans. Occasionally, adjustments or corrections happen later. That is why reviewing your own information periodically can be helpful. Another area to pay attention to is spousal eligibility. Some married retirees qualify for benefits based on their spouse's earnings record rather than their own. In certain situations, switching to a spousal or survivor benefit can increase the monthly payment. This is where many people get confused. The rules around spousal benefits can be complicated, and not everyone realizes when they may qualify for a higher amount. If a spouse passes away, for example, the surviving spouse may be eligible to receive the higher of the 2 benefits. That adjustment alone can significantly change the monthly payment. It is also important to watch for official notices from the Social Security Administration. When the agency recalculates a benefit, they typically send a letter explaining the change. That notice outlines the new payment amount and the reason for the adjustment. Sometimes the notice arrives before the deposit appears in the bank account. Other times the deposit shows up first and the letter follows shortly afterward. Either way, the explanation should come directly from the Social Security Administration. While reviewing your benefits, there is another issue that deserves attention: scams. Whenever news spreads about larger payments or adjustments, scammers often try to take advantage of retirees. Remember this simple rule: the Social Security Administration will never call you unexpectedly asking for bank information, gift cards, or payment to release a benefit. If anyone contacts you claiming that a fee is required to unlock a payment or increase your benefit, that is a scam. Hang up and report it. Now, let us talk briefly about budgeting. If an adjustment or retroactive payment does arrive, it can feel like unexpected good news, but many financial advisors recommend using those funds carefully. Some retirees choose to catch up on medical bills, refill prescriptions, or build a small emergency buffer. Others use the extra money to reduce credit card balances or prepare for future expenses. Even a modest increase can provide breathing room in a monthly budget. For retirees living on a fixed income, that stability can make a real difference, because retirement planning is not only about how much money comes in, it is also about understanding the system that determines those payments and making sure everything is working the way it should. When you step back and look at the bigger picture, these Social Security adjustments tell us something important. The system is constantly working behind the scenes. Records are reviewed, earnings histories are updated, and benefit formulas continue to apply changes like delayed retirement credits and cost of living adjustments. Sometimes those updates are small. Other times they create noticeable increases in a retiree's monthly payment. It is important to understand what these changes really are. They are not new stimulus programs or surprise government bonuses. They are adjustments inside the existing Social Security system designed to make sure benefits accurately reflect a person's work history and eligibility. Here is what this means for you. If your earnings record is correct and your benefit has already been calculated accurately, your payment will continue arriving just as scheduled. Social Security checks are still being paid under current law, and millions of retirees rely on those payments every single month. What we are seeing right now is simply the system doing what it was designed to do, correcting records, applying credits, and updating payments when necessary. Some seniors are seeing larger Social Security deposits because the system recalculated their benefits. Those increases can come from earnings corrections, delayed retirement credits, COLA adjustments, or spousal and survivor benefit updates. In certain situations, those recalculations can also include retroactive payments. The key is awareness. Checking your earnings record, understanding your benefit, and staying informed can help make sure your retirement income is accurate and secure.
Yeah, grind mode on, can't kill my drive. Turn the pressure up, I come alive. Grind mode on, I don't fold, I don't quit. Hunger in my chest, every beat I commit. Eyes on the prize, no sleep till it's won. World in my hands when the grind mode's on. Wake up with a vision, I'm locked on the target. Turn pain into fuel, I'm a flame, I spark it. No shortcuts here, I embrace every test. Pressure on my shoulders, still I handle it best. I was made for the climb, every loss, every scar. Built me in the steel, now I shine like a star. If the road gets rough, I just double my speed. Ambition on 10, I was born to lead. Grind mode on, I don't fold, I don't quit. Hunger in my chest, every beat I commit. Eyes on the prize, no sleep till it's won. World in my hands when the grind mode's on. They said limits exist, but I shattered the frame. Every wall in my path is just fuel for the frame. Discipline heavy, but my spirit is free. I don't chase success, success chases me. I'm the storm and the calm, I'm the rise, I'm the proof. Every bar that I drop is the grind in the booth. Blood, sweat, tears, that's the code I trust. I don't wait for the crown, I earn it, I'm rust.